Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Advice to Think Twice. My name is Monica and I'm here with our weekend advice for the weekend starting September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 2017. It's September already. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your patience. It's been a crazy week, but I should be back on track starting next week. And also, I will be posting September monthlies during this weekend, okay, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Or I'll start posting them and be done by the end of the weekend, before the end of the weekend. Okay, so let's look at what the energies are for us during this time. And remember, we are looking at energies, and these will play out in different ways for different people. So try to keep an open mind and take away the message of the reading, and then apply it to your own situation in whichever way it applies, okay? So I'm going to show you the cards and then tie the messages together. We have an interesting reading here. Interesting layout. It looks like we may have some choices to make, and for the most part I feel that it's going to be between something that is familiar, something that is old, and something that is brand new and can take us to complete new horizons. Okay, so we're just going to go through the cards. Look at what we have. We have number 1, new beginnings, and 93, happy ending. So definitely cycles coming to a close, coming full circle, and the opportunity for new beginnings. So it's all about deciding what we want that new beginning to look like, or do we want to just repeat a cycle, or just keep going in the direction of that cycle, even though it's trying to come to an end. We have the Moon, Major Arcana, the 2 of Wands in the center of our spread, and then we have the 7 of Cups. So it's interesting that we have 2 cards that talk about envisioning, illusion, delusion, options, cycles on either side of the 2 of Wands. We also have release resentments about money. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool you can use to better the world, and this shift will help you attract support and golden opportunities. Attract support and golden opportunities. Okay, so we're going to get into it in just a second. And pay yourself first. Make yourself your most important financial obligation by setting aside a portion of your income every time you are paid. This loving form of self-care ensures that you'll have savings to invest in your present and in your future. Okay, so here's what we have. On the one hand, we have an option that we're familiar with, for better or for worse. There may be heavy energy attached to it, a sense of burden, a sense of sorrow, oppression, resentment even, a situation or a relationship or a job that makes us feel powerless, or that makes us feel like we are not valued. And then on the other side, we have the possibility of a new beginning, of doing things differently. Now that can mean that for some of us, we're looking at, okay, let's see what other jobs are out there. If I wanted to change my job, where would I go? I'm not happy in this relationship. I'm not treated the way I deserve to be treated, and I know that, okay, because I love myself. I put myself first, and that's not in a selfish way. So I'm just going to look at what I want to do about this relationship. I choose to come out of confusion, and I choose to take my head out of the sand and to look at things for what they are, okay? To make my choice. The key here, because we have very unstable energy right now when it comes to how we think or how we see things, or even what we feel, because we have the Moon and the 7 of Cups. Both cards have an element of beware, illusion, and delusion. Okay, make sure you're not fooling yourself in a situation. Make sure that someone else is not fooling you in a situation, making things out to be something that they're not. Okay. And the key to make the right decision is to keep ourselves grounded and to think in terms of, what is it that I deserve? Okay. And is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because if we are choosing to stay in a job because we think that they owe us money and the only way to get that is by staying there, if we stay in a relationship because we think that that person owes us money or attention or to pay us back for something, either actually paying us back or figuratively, and that's the only reason we stay there, we need to look at that. We need to address that. Because what happens, even if we feel that someone owes us something, even if they actually owe us something, by staying in that situation, we just experience sorrow. We experience that sense of feeling like a victim because we're powerless in that situation. We can't just make them give us what they owe. Resentment towards that person, resentment towards the situation as a whole, resentment towards ourselves, because then we start beating ourselves up over, oh, I should have known better, or I should have done things differently, or I should have this and should have that. Is it worth it? Is that worth it? Okay, is that money or whatever it is that is owed, is it worth us living in that constant energy of resentment, anger, disappointment, loss? Is it worth it? Okay? What is important to us? What do we want to nurture? Ourselves, and what else? But we need to look at things, whether this is with relationships, whether it's with a job, whether it's with a friendship or a relationship with a sibling or a member of the family. What is worth, or who is worth our investment, whether that is financial, emotional, physical, whatever, resources of time and effort that we put into it. Who is worth it? And who will nurture us in return? Or what will feed us in return? Because we've been going through a cycle, and it's just getting more and more confusing, more and more emotional, and not in a good way, not the happy types of emotion. And we're just living in this place of fear, confusion, sorrow, anxiety, insecurity. We fear what we don't know. Is this ever going to happen? Am I ever going to get what I deserve? Are they ever going to behave? Are they ever going to get their stuff together? Are they ever going to treat me the way I deserve? The key with the moon here is that this is a cycle, so that means it's been going on for a while, for some time. If things were to come together, especially if you've been waiting for something for a really long time, if things were to come together, they would have done so by now. If someone was actually capable of change or was actually willing to change, they would have done so by now. They would have made an effort. They would have shown you something. So it's time to look at where we invest our resources, particularly at the situations that reinforce the energy of the moon: sorrow, confusion, resentment, fear, anxiety, whatever brings turbulence in our lives. To look at them. All those cups are our investments. And investments are not just financial. Emotional investments, who we give our affection to, who we give attention to, who we nurture, what we nurture. It's time to look at that realistically, or as realistically as we can. And we do that by grounding ourselves. And we do that by thinking, what do I deserve? Am I getting it out of the situation? Is there anything I can do about it? If the answer is no, what do I want to do about that? How do I want to get myself out of that situation? If it's a dead-end situation, if it's something I've been working on and trying to fix and trying to turn around and trying to resolve, and it's just not going the way I wish it were, what do I want to do about that? Because we have the power. It's our choice, either way. Whether we choose to stay in the energy of resentment and anger and fear and disappointment, or we choose to put ourselves first, our health, our happiness, our well-being, our joy, put that first, and just cut ties with anything that is weighing us down and taking our joy. Is that worth it? Okay? The happy ending here doesn't necessarily mean we get the happy ending, we get what we want. The happy ending could just be an ending that actually brings happiness and freedom. It could be the ending where we say, you know what? I forgive you and I forgive myself for this situation, whatever it may be, and I release it. It will not hold power over me anymore. Whether that means I wish you well, but I never want to see you again, or whatever else ground rules you can set up, in whichever way you separate yourself from the situation so that you truly release it, so that you release that anger and resentment, so that it doesn't drain you of your joy. That's the ending that will bring happiness. And it will feel surprisingly good. And that's how you know that you do the right thing. Even if it's a situation where, yes, you are owed something, have faith in karma, in God, your angels, the universe, that you will get what you deserve. But we do need to take that step and show the universe, or tell the universe, I know that this is not what I deserve, and so I no longer accept it in my life. I have faith that things will work out. I will do what I can, and I'm making different choices to make sure that the right kind of people in the right kind of situations enter my life. And whoever I give time, energy, and effort to appreciates it, values it, and gives it back to me as well. And that could be the happy ending. So as soon as we put an ending, or put an end to a situation that is causing turbulence, anger, frustration, fear, delusion, illusion, anxiety, resentment, as soon as we put an end to that situation, no matter how difficult it is, because it is not easy, but as soon as we put an end to that situation and we let it sit with us for a few minutes, it's not going to take long for us to feel like a weight has been lifted. And that is the happy ending. And that is the obstacle that was holding us back. And that is how we look towards new beginnings, new relationships, new possibilities, new jobs, new friendships, new connections that bring love, nurturing, joy, health and well-being into our lives. So we have choices to make this weekend. And with the Two of Wands always encourages us to open up to the new, to take a chance on the new, to let go of the old, the familiar, the worn out. Even if we're familiar with it, doesn't mean it's good for us. You know, it's like the evil you know. It shouldn't be that. There should be no evil around. You know, it's not about, oh, well, at least it's the evil I know. No, we have the opportunity this weekend, with the energy surrounding us this weekend, to release negative, toxic, draining, unfair situations from our lives. It doesn't matter anymore what is owed, okay? What matters is, what is it doing to our lives? What is it doing to us? And is it worth it at the end of the day? Looking at the bigger picture, is it worth it? Okay? If we value ourselves and we show the universe that we value ourselves and we know our worth, the universe will start to send us people and situations that are according to or equal to that value, that worth. Okay? And what we need to do is show the universe that we know our worth. And to do that, we need to make different decisions. We need to look at what we're investing in and who we're investing in. And then decide, is it worth it? Then we'll keep doing it. Is it not worth it at the end of the day? Thinking about the bigger picture, then I choose to put an end to it because it's not what I deserve. And therefore, we make that statement to the universe. So there we have it. That's our message for the weekend. It's a very beautiful and very powerful message. It is not easy, but we can do it. And we have the guidance about, regarding how we need to think, what kind of perspective we need to adopt, what kind of approach we need to have to things. Because the universe is helping us find our way. We just need to let it know what we want. Okay? So I hope that the messages make sense, and I hope that they help if you're dealing with these energies. Let me know what it's about for you. Let me know what the messages are about for you and how your weekend is going. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your patience and for your support. I'm posting the monthlies for September as soon as I can. And then I'll be working very hard to get back on schedule with weeklies and dailies and everything I post on social media and everything like that. So thank you so much for your patience. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Take care.